The violence on AEW shows continues to go up, while its ratings and live event attendance continue to go down. It's time for the Headlock Headlines! Hello, I'm Marvin, and I'm the Movie Monster. Welcome to another episode of Headlock Headlines here on Tooney Town Wrestling. We are not journalists, we don't break news, and we are not a credible news source. We're just an entertainment channel that likes to poke a little fun at the cartoonish wrestling news cycle. Now, the wrestling world has been crazy of late, with AEW holding 2 pay-per-views within a 2-week period. Meanwhile, WWE had a major show in Germany, and then brought Bret Hart back to Monday Night Raw in Canada. Wait, what? Well, it looks like we're being joined as usual by our old friend Trip from the WWE. Trip, did you, not realize that you brought Bret Hart back this past Monday? I think I would know if I brought that vacuumous windbag back. The first sign would be all the air getting sucked out of the arena. Wow, uncalled for, man. Bret Hart is a legend, one of the greatest of all time. He's a whiny, petulant sad sack who was good in the ring but nowhere else. A smarmy, fragile, vapid egotist who never drew a dime. Never drew a dime? He's one of the biggest names in the history of wrestling. Remind me, Jobber Monster, when was he on top in the WWE? I believe the mid-90s, like 93 up to 97. Right, and how was business for the WWE at that time? I believe so bad that the company nearly went out of business. Uh-huh, and when did he become a main event guy in WCW again? That was 1999 through 2000. And how was their business during that time? I believe it was so terrible that it started a slow, horror-stricken plummet toward obscurity, and the company's going completely out of business a year later. But you can't blame Bret on that. The ship had already sailed. You can't discount the contributions Bret made to wrestling. He had some of the most iconic matches of all time. Iconic matches? What's that? Can I spend it? Are you sure this has nothing to do with the fact that Bret's arch nemesis is your bestie, hetero life partner, Shawn Michaels? He attacked poor defenseless Shawn in the locker room, tearing his precious hair out, and now look at him. His hairline never recovered. He disfigured him. Look how they massacred my boy. So is Bret also responsible for the lazy eye? No, that was cocaine. Ah, okay, so we're being truthful about some things. A lot of cocaine. Okay, noted, moving on. I mean, so much cocaine. I don't think there's anyone on Earth who's ever done more sheer amounts of blow. Well, there might be someone. TK, Tooney Khan, wrestling savior, and he's the bomb. Yeah, he's TK, Tooney Khan. He's giving wrestlers hugs, and he might be on drugs. Yeah, he's TK.
Greetings to fans of real pro wrestling. It is I, the Aller of In and Out, the guru of ultraviolence, the hugger of legends, the savior of real pro wrestling, Tooney Khan.
Tooney, what brought you out here this week, pray tell?
Oh, I have to pee and I'm heading across the room to the little boys' room over there.
What, and you needed to hit your music and interrupt the show to go do it?
That music hits every time I enter any room, monster. My office, the kitchen, the DMV, funerals.
Wait, funerals?
Yeah, how else is everyone gonna know I've arrived?
Maybe they don't have to.
Don't be silly, monster. I put the fun in funeral.
Can you just pee already?
Okay, if you insist.
No, I meant in the bathroom.
Oh, well, next time be more specific.
Did you bring him out here just for that Coke joke? Yeah, it was too good to pass up. Don't worry, though. He'll be back. That's what I was worried about. But seriously, how did you not know that Bret Hart was back on your show? He wasn't! I watch every second of every episode of my TV, and you'd never see that leech on a show booked by me. He did a whole segment with Gunther. Wait, that was Bret Hart? Yes! Who the hell did you think it was? Some old lesbian! Why would you have a random old lesbian in the ring with your world champion? I thought we were bringing back hot lesbian action! In what way would that be hot? Maybe you don't find maturity and experience to be attractive, Jobber Monster, but I do! So you hate anyone who trashes your friends? My friends are my family. Friends like Kevin Nash? Kevin Nash is my big floofy Boo Bear, the one I love with all my heart. I would destroy anyone who ever dared to insult Big Kev in any way. Well, what about Logan Paul? He just went off on Kevin Nash on social media recently after Nash criticized him for not knowing the difference between a work and a shoot.
What?
Yeah, so fire away, Trip. Destroy Logan Paul.
I am not gonna do that.
Why not?
Because they were just playing around.
They were very much not.
Look, they're grown men hashing out differences.
So were Bret and Shawn.
Yeah, well, unlike Bret Hart, Logan Paul draws money.
So you're fine with Logan Paul disrespecting one of your beloved friends, who, I might remind you, are like family to you, apparently.
Yeah, haven't you ever met a hypocrite before?
Every day on Twitter. But still, you had Bret Hart on your show.
No, I didn't.
Yes, you did.
No, I didn't.
Yes, you did.
No, he didn't.
Ah, son of a biscuit. Looks like we're being joined by everyone's least favorite wrestling journalist, Dave SchMeltzer of the Wrestling Slop Server newsletter. Dave, did you not watch Raw?
I watch every second of every pro wrestling show every week and have for the last 50 years.
So you know that Bret Hart was on Raw?
Nope.
How can you say that?
Because Bret Hart died 6 months ago.
What?
Yup, and I was the first to, and to this day, only outlet to report it.
Why do you think that Bret Hart is dead?
Because a trusted Wrestling Slop Observer subscriber showed me a obituary from Calgary, Alberta, Canada that said that a man died because his heart stopped.
What?
Yup, maybe if you apologize now and just go along with everything that I say, then you'd be ahead of the curve.
Stop announcing wrestler deaths, Dave. You did this with Alpha when you said that he was dead when he was still very much alive, and his family had to take time away from his bedside to correct your egregiously false information.
But he's dead now.
Yes, he died a day later.
So I was the first person to report on it.
But you reported on it while he was still alive.
First!
This is the mindset and insight that you have the gall to charge people money for.
I can also accurately report that John Cena has died.
What? No, he hasn't.
But someday he will, and when that happens, I'll have been the first to have reported it.
I'm sorry to burst your bubble, Dave, but Bret Hart is very much still alive.
Oh, he is?
Yes! Dave, how is it possible that as time goes on, you somehow manage to get worse and worse? You'd think you'd learn something from one embarrassing failure and disgrace after another, but you keep just jumping to wild conclusions, reporting things based on educated guesses, which are about the only educated thing about you, and running with legitimately wrong information fed to you by phony sources in a wild rush to be the first person to the plate, only to show your ass constantly and then stubbornly double down without apologizing.
You're reading my business model verbatim right now.
And then you used a news report about a domestic violence issue in Nikki Bella's home as an excuse to put over AEW, taking a break from reporting on the actual event to note that Nikki Bella recently put over the AEW women's division.
How, do you not see how relevant that is?
In what way is that relevant?
Well, she puts over AEW and then all of a sudden her husband and her have a violent interaction.
One has nothing to do with the other.
Her husband was a WWE fan. You see where I'm going with this?
Yes, and it's ridiculous and offensive. Trip, you have to be offended by this, right?
Actually, I have it on 100% authority that Triple H is not going to be interacting with you at all until your next PLE coverage.
Sup, Jobber Monster?
Hey, Trip.
Damn it.
That kind of reminds me of how you said that Roman Reigns and Jacob Fatu were being purposely kept apart and wouldn't be interacting physically anytime soon, and then immediately thereafter, they started physically interacting with each other.
Plans change.
They do. Oftentimes, companies start with Plan A and then move on to Plan B, but you report Plan Z to your audience and then act like you knew all along when things blow up in your face.
To be, fair, it's far from the most, offensive thing we've reported about Roman Reigns.
True, there was that time you insinuated that the man was faking cancer.
I'm just, saying I've never, seen a PET scan.
But you backed Tooney Khan when he said that Matt Hardy didn't have a concussion after his head bounced off a concrete floor.
Matt Hardy is the epitome of, mental health and is in, no way impacted by, CTE whatsoever.
Huh, let's check on him. Someone get Matt Hardy on the phone, please. We got him? All right. Hello, Matt.
I see Billy Goat's romping in the glen.
Mm-hmm.
Seems, normal to me.
I think you need to apologize about the Nikki Bella situation, Dave.
Oh, we both know that's never gonna happen. It's just a shame that no one can make, a partnership work anymore. Except for, me and, Brian Alvarez.
You and Brian Alvarez fight constantly the second he offers even the slightest criticism of AEW.
Not at all. He keeps me grounded. Don't you, Brian?
Oh, simmer down. Okay, I will. So you guys have no problems. Nothing to say about the state of AEW the other might find objectionable.
Absolutely not.
Yep, I mean, the pay-per-views do run a little long sometimes.
You son of a bitch!
Simmer down!
Oh, no, I won't.
The two of them deserve each other. All right, we need to move on because AEW just ran 2 pay-per-views within a 2-week period, and I actually watched both of them legally. Unlike most of Tony's fans, I paid for the show, watched it, and, hell? Of course.
TK, Tooney Khan, wrestling savior, and he's the bomb. Yeah, he's TK. Tooney Khan is giving wrestlers hugs, and he might be on drugs. Yeah, he's TK.
Greetings to fans of real pro wrestling. It is I, the...
You already did this before. Do you have to do it again?
Shut up! Don't interrupt my routine.
All right, fine.
It is I, the washer of hands, the flusher of potties, the user of the bidet, the savior
of real pro wrestling. I know. We all know. Can you get down off the spectrum and just get to the damn point already?
You can't interrupt me in the middle of it. Now I gotta start all over again. Hit the music.
No, can we not? Oh, damn it.
TK.
Hey, what the hell?
You're welcome.
This is just another example of the WWE trying to get in my way and censor me.
I care nothing for who you are or what you do.
Lies! We all know you're obsessed with me, the way you send your bots and fans after me to sabotage all my hard work. I'd be the #1 wrestling promoter on the planet right now if not for your sabotage and contract tampering. What do you have to say for yourself as you look into the eyes of your arch nemesis, your greatest rival, your destined challenger?
Who the hell are you?
You know who I am! You spent your every waking hour plotting my destruction! You pillage my roster, tamper with my contracts, you release fake numbers to the media and sent your scores of bots to attack me!
Is this guy on drugs?
Yes, but Trip, you really should know who Tooney Khan is by this point.
Look, Jobber Monster, I'm a busy guy. I got 2 national television shows to write every week, a roster to wrangle, endless meetings to attend, and I have to make sure that no one hurts Sami Zayn's feelings. You're lucky I know who you are.
Valid, but you really should be paying attention to some of the things that he's doing on his shows.
Oh, so I have to, but the rest of America doesn't? Is that how it works?
Hey!
Hi.
No, I mean, that's not fair. My ratings are on an upward swing right now. Interest in AEW is growing after my All Out.
Why? Because you went from having just under 700,000 viewers to just over 700,000 viewers?
Exactly!
Remember when you used to have 1.4 million viewers?
Well, that was 5 years ago. Television has changed.
A year ago, you were doing more than 800,000.
Well, that was last year. Television has changed.
Not to mention the fact that this last week's Dynamite was so sparsely attended. I mean, look at this crowd shot. Tooney, there's no people there.
How dare you? Don't you know there's a killer on the loose in Lexington? How can you expect people to go to a wrestling show at a time like this? Those who did attend put their lives on the line to be there. They're heroes.
Yes, the very few and proud.
I can't believe you'd be so crass and heartless, monster.
You're the one simulating murder on your shows, Tooney, or do I need to remind you that Jon Moxley suffocated Bryan Danielson with a plastic bag at All Out?
You don't have to remind me. It was one of the greatest nights in the history of real pro wrestling.
He tried to commit murder.
Yeah, but it's not like anybody saw it.
Exactly. Hey!
Hi.
True. I guess if one was to commit murder, the safest and most anonymous place to do so would be on an AEW show.
You're just jealous because my Jon Moxley is doing an incredible Invasion Takeover storyline right now on my shows.
Yes, at the same time, the Young Bucks and Jack Perry are also doing an Invasion Takeover storyline that's been going on for months.
It was so nice that we did it twice.
Is that what happened? Or did Moxley use the old creative control card to tell you that he was doing this, despite the fact that you already have a heel stable trying to take over the company?
How dare you? I am the mastermind behind everything you see on my shows.
Oh, so you're the one who decided that Moxley should go on live TV and quote Hitler.
No, that was all him.
Yeah, I thought so.
You're making it sound worse than it was.
Well, I'm pretty sure it sounded like a quote from Hitler delivered on your show.
I mean, who doesn't quote Hitler on their show?
Me. Me too.
Look, I go the way that Providence dictates with the assurance of a sleepwalker.
Wait, are you quoting him now?
No, I just think that instead of harping on this, we need to focus on how bad the WWE is. Because the art of leadership consists in consolidating the attention of the people against a single adversary and taking care that nothing will split up that attention.
Tooney, are you seriously quoting Hitler right now? Is that a Hitler quote? Can someone check on that?
It is.
How did you instantly know that?
Because Triple H is a bad man. Entirely bad. So bad.
You're the one who started this. Why are you turning this around on the WWE?
Because, Monster, the leader of genius must have the ability to make different opponents appear as if they belong to one category.
Stop quoting Hitler on my show!
It's good enough for my show, why not yours?
Because I obviously have higher quality standards than you.
Yet there were 3 Hitler quotes on your show today and only 1 on mine.
Moving on.
Point Tooney Khan.
I have no patience for you today, but that's probably because I've had to spend $100 to watch 2 of your pay-per-views over a period of 2 weeks.
You just don't get the artistic expression that I'm going for here, Monster.
What's artistic about 2 $50 pay-per-views within 2 weeks of each other?
It's all in and all out. It tells the story of AEW. At first, everyone was all in, and then, very quickly once they saw what we were doing, they were all out.
What, and you're acknowledging this?
How many times do I have to explain this to you? We're still number 1 in the key demo.
You're talking about the males between the ages of 18 to 39 demographic.
No, the real key demo of real pro wrestling is Tooney Khan's age 41, and we're killing it in that department.
So you're the one who seems to have an extreme bloodlust for the ultraviolence, then.
You know it. You're just a baby who can't cope with a wrestling show for adults.
In one show, you used light tubes, thumbtacks, barbed wire, a real cinder block, an unprotected chair shot to the head, and hypodermic needles. And this was all over 3 different matches, not to mention all the blood.
Yes, it was glorious.
No, it was torture porn.
Yes, exactly.
Wait, what?
See, I'm what you might call a connoisseur of suffering, Monster. I belong to a specific community on the dark web that gets a thrill from the pain and violent torment of others.
I don't think I want to hear this.
Oh, but you're gonna. It's time for you to grow up and start accepting how adults watch real pro wrestling. I produce this content and then post it on some of the worst, darkest, and most hardcore message boards known to man, including the Wrestling Observer. And Coach Tony K has become the god of pain to my followers.
So you're actually creating this content not for wrestling fans, but for perverts who get off on torture?
I told you, I book wrestling for the sickos, like me.
Yeah, you'd have to be a complete sicko to enjoy what you put out there at All Out. The real cinder block was bad enough, and the unprotected chair shot was so heinous that your cameras cut away from the finish of the match. And I don't want to hear Jack squat about gimmick chairs. The only shaving that was done involving that spot was years shaved off of Swerve's life. And what was the purpose of the hypodermic needle in the mouth?
Oh, I think you know.
I do know, and that's what's turning my stomach right now.
Because you don't get it. Because you're not hardcore like us. You don't understand the thrill of violence, the ecstasy of pain. You don't know what it's like to feel the tearing of your flesh, the goopy red warmness of your own blood washing over your eyes, to feel the pain and say to yourself, I like it and I want more. That's why we're true men. We're the true fans. We're the sickos who reject the cartoonish baby child wrestling that the competition puts out there.
Yeah, Tooney, you're so hardcore.
I am. I am the god of pain. Right here, I have printed out pages of my fans' adulation, rejoicing in the exaltation of suffering that I bring to their TV screens each and every week. And they say that...
What happened? You got a paper cut there?
Ouchie, ouchie, boo-boo. My fingy is bleeding.
Good lord, it's a paper cut.
I need my Jamaican Natty Agape now. I need Kissy Band-Aid. No, I fell down.
Wow.
And there goes every deathmatch fan.
Seriously. Well, Trip, I appreciate you taking the time out of your busy schedule to be here today.
No problem, but while that kid was going on about pain, I went on the internet and I found out that actually was Bret Hart on my show. What the hell, man?
Yep, I told you. Sounds like you got a communication problem in your chain of command.
Not for long. Sean, the lesbian was Bret.
Oh, I work with idiots, but I'm watched by the greatest audience in the world and probably some government agencies after having to Google all those Hitler quotes for this episode. We're closing in on 5,000 of you monsters, and I couldn't be happier. Just a reminder that when we hit 5,000, I'll be celebrating with a live stream of AEW Fight Forever. So come enjoy my suffering. And if you're a patron over at patreon.com/Tooney Town Wrestling, then you got to see this episode up 2 days early with every other Tooney Town Wrestling video. You also get exclusive live streams and content that's never released on YouTube, like Headlock Headlines director's commentaries and full match watch-alongs. We just did the War to Settle the Score, and next, as voted by the patrons, we're going to be doing Jerry Lawler and Terry Funk in the Empty Arena match. Not to be confused with the Empty Arena matches AEW has every week. Anyway, thanks for joining us for the headlines this week. Keep it tuned here for regular content throughout the week, including song parodies, live streams, podcast clips bookended by original puppet comedy sketches that involve me, Tooney, Trip, and Dave, and anything else I can cook up in the future. Oh, and if you're a TV and movies fan, head over to Tooney Town TV, our pop culture review channel with daily content. We're going to be launching new puppet characters over there soon as well. If you liked what you saw here today, please like, share, and subscribe. Click the bell icon to get notified of new videos as they drop. From all of us here at the Tooney Town channels, I'm Marvin the Movie Monster. Now get out of here!